Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 stocks that all of you should be keeping in your watch list for the month of April. I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions like we always do here on this channel. Now, before we begin again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in here, right? And also don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, we got the SPY. And the SPY had a little bit of a pullback during the second half of last week. In my last video, I told y'all the truth. I told y'all that I was not expecting a move like this. I thought it would actually break right through, get to 46.50 and actually stay up here. But no, like right after that video, it immediately had its pullback. There was some clues on there with some of the stocks, like Apple had showed a little clue that was hinting at a downtrend throughout the remainder of that week. But right now it's turning around. There is this kind of like a morning star right there. And also when you zoom out on the chart, let's zoom out and let's just look at this portion right here. Somebody could argue that this is an inverted head and shoulders, but those shoulders are really tiny. Like this right here. It could play out. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but I think the rest of the week for the SPY is just going to be choppy, slow, but the trend will be up. I think it's actually going to get to 46.70, maybe 46.80 by the end of this week before it chops again, before it has another pullback and then tries to go up even higher again. The same thing applies for Nasdaq. Again, Nasdaq is looking like there is a rising 3 method on here. This right there, for those of you who don't know what that is, the combination of these 5 rising 3 method, which usually indicates a continuation of the trend. So expect a continuation towards 15,500 for Nasdaq. All right, now. For the top 3 stocks, the first one that I want to share with all of you, that one is SE. All right. And the reason why I want to share SE again is because of this. If we go onto the 4-hour, you can see that there is a bullish pennant on the chart that broke out today. All right. Now, it's a little bit early, but I think that it could work. I think that is going to consolidate slowly, right? It may not do much tomorrow, but I think it's going to continue further on Wednesday and on Thursday. So a move like this followed by a move like that towards like $145 would not surprise me at all for SE. Also, the weekly is not looking bad at all. It's looking like it wants to recover. All right, especially after coming down to these previous lows of like this is mid 2020. Yeah, to these previous lows right here. It's trying to make a recovery. So definitely keep this one on your watch list for the whole month of April. All right, so that's the first one. The next one that y'all should be keeping in your watch list is that one is ENPH, ENPH. ENPH. There you go. All right. Now this one right here is the structure is sort of kind of simple. It's taken a really long time, but I think that the time has finally come for this thing to really climb. The pattern that I see on here is an ascending triangle. It's on a 4-hour chart. It's right here. The ascending triangle is right there. Right here. Okay, so it broke out and it didn't quite fly here, right? It took a sweet time and now it looks like it finally wants to run. So definitely watch this one for a move up towards 245-ish, maybe 250, within the next few days. All right. So that's my honest thoughts on those 2 stocks. The structure is pretty clean, unless it does some some dumb stuff like this where it just collapse. Like it's looking pretty clean, and I think that the trend is just going to be higher and higher right now. All right, the daily is looking nice too if we look at it. All right, and we're gonna erase this one. The volume is increasing, so definitely keep that one on watch as well. The last one that y'all should be keeping in your watch list, that one is none other than Facebook. All right, and Facebook got demolished through earnings. We all remember this thing, right? I told y'all that it takes a really long time for things like this to recover, especially after such a nasty fall. And it's trying its best. Facebook is really trying. The reason why I like it is because of, well, number one, yes, it's recovering. We get it. All right. Number two is because of the bullish harami right there. The combination of these two candles right here, a bullish harami, right? And then also the volume is increasing, which is nice. And we're going to look at this thing, the 4-hour. There you go. All right, there is that line of resistance that is like right about, it's about to get right above it. And if that happens, these individuals, I'm sure there's some short sellers over here that are going to get scared and that are going to cover. And when they do cover, that will push this price of the stock even higher towards 250 bucks, maybe 260. How long will it take to completely fill that huge hole right there? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. It may surprise everybody and just shoot up like in a straight line. Like, it may, or it may not. Like, it may just go halfway, dip again, wait till earnings decide its fate. It tries again, goes to thirds, then drop again, right? It's really almost, it's really hard. I don't want to say it's impossible because eventually it will be a little bit more obvious. But right now, it's like it's really tough to know exactly when this thing is going to get filled. So, in the meantime, I'm sure long-term investors have been loading up on this thing, right? Buying shares because it's Facebook, a very reputable company, and it's on a massive discounts. People are adding it on their long-term portfolios, right? So definitely watch this one again. If you're a long-term investor or a trader, it's good for both. But that's my honest thoughts on that stock. Now, let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. You'll always ask some wonderful questions. The first one that somebody asked me to cover, that one is CVS. And CVS is currently still on a downtrend. It's at support though. So be careful if you are still bearish on it. It's at support. And if it bounces, it's gonna go right up to like 105 if it does bounce. But this is a very critical level. So be careful. If you short in this thing, hopefully you took some money off the table. Tomorrow will be interesting depending on how it opens. That would be key. But right now, it's really hard for me to tell you exactly which way it's gonna go. The trend is bearish. I can tell you that. I can tell you this volume right here, very nasty. And there's also a gap right there at $94 again. So it's kind of acting like a magnet, just pulling the price down towards that level. So it's leaning a lot more towards the bearish side, despite the direction of the overall markets. So I'm gonna have to lean a little bearish on that one and not fight that trend. That's my honest thoughts on CVS. And the last one that I'm going to be breaking down in today's video, that one is HD. All right. Now HD is really complicated. And I say that for two reasons. The reason number one is at support right now, currently. All right, support of $300. But the thing about HD is that it has a bear flag on here. All right, it broke down a few days ago and it was falling gracefully. Again, with that second half of last week being bearish, it was just following the trend, which is not surprising, right? And then on Friday, it formed a bullish harami, and then today there was a follow through. Tomorrow, if it opens up higher, a lot of short sellers are going to cover, because it's not like a bear flag. When a bear flag is clean, it's not gonna play these many games. Like, it's going to be quite fast, quite rapid, and it's going to just flush all the way down to 280. So definitely be careful on that one. The trend is still bearish, and it could still, like, it could pull off this move right here. It could pull that off, right? It could, because it's still clean. It's still clean. So it really depends on, the entry. The appropriate entry for this one is over here at around like 315, right? And then some people take their money off the table just in case it plays games like this, right? So it really depends on, the price action. Just watch what it does tomorrow. If tomorrow is red like this, Wednesday would be a disaster, and it's going to go to 280. That's what I can tell you for sure. But if it's not red tomorrow, then shorts are gonna get squeezed. So that's my honest thoughts on HD, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot and allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you would like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media already, you can find me at Ngumah and PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. Lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get set up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ngumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.